Just when you thought you've escaped the classroom, Musa takes us back there again.
My dream is to be an educational psychologist.
Educational psychologists help children find ways to learn better and deal with their problems, teaching students to navigate the maze of their minds. That's super noble, but it takes super hard work to get there.
Personality traits that would help you being successful in this career would have to be someone who is outgoing.
Does Musa have the drive and passion to get there? Let's find out. This is how we roll. We celebrate young people of excellence and give them a kickstart on the ride to chasing their dreams.
Igama Musa s02e16, na 21, ngihlala la eBramfisher. My dream is to be an educational psychologist, but as a kid I've always dreamed of becoming an educator. It started back when I was in grade 5. My hobbies are listening to music. I also love listening to radio. It enables you to see beyond. Reading, I read a lot. Because reading, like, so like when you read, you become exposed to a lot of things, and it enables you to imagine things, and singing as well. I can describe myself as someone who's ambitious. I just want to make a difference in my society. I'm a chilled guy. I'm a bit shy though and a bit reserved. I love helping people a lot. I tend to be altruistic sometimes because I love helping people. When I went to varsity, I was introduced to educational psychology. I fell in love with it. Special people in my life, firstly, it's my mom, Thembi Nyembe, who stays in KwaZulu-Natal in Ladysmith. I love her because I take her as my role model because she's been through a lot. Our father passed away and she had to go and work as a domestic worker, and she took care of us. And I also love my brother and my sister-in-law because they took me in, coming from KwaZulu-Natal to here. They're like my parents now because Ibabang Gadile actually.
Igama lami nguSibusiso Mwabanyeni. uMusa umfowethu yila sibone yasekhaya. Mina ngi-first born ekhaya. uMusa umuntu nje umuntu ozilungele, akathanda ukukhuluma, umuntu nje olungele futhi uthanda isikole kakhulu. uMusa uhlakaniphile futhi. Suke sesemncane ukukhombisa ukuhlakanipha nje sesemncane nje. Safundisa seseprimary. Njobe ebefunda emakhaya phela uzamanje nje after seqeda imatric la eGoli. Bese sekhaya uMusa mina ngamangala ngimuzwe seqala ukukhuluma iEnglish. Yabona nje emakhaya sometimes uthola ukuthi thina emakhaya indaba yeEnglish ngesingisi into eza late yabona. Kodwa uMusa nje uthe seprimary bese kwazi ukukhuluma ngosumuzo ukuthi hayibo lo mntwana uhlakaniphile.
Hi, my name is Lucky. Musa is my friend from school. I would describe Musa as a person who's honest, who's shy but not all the time. Person who loves talking. He's a friend who you can call he's a friend. Yeah, Musa umuntu wabantu, I can say that. Yeah.
My name is Katlego and Musa is my friend. We're both from Musa. I would describe Musa as a humble person, free-spirited soul, loving someone. He's accommodative, he's friendly, he speaks his mind, and he's very confident. Musa wa irritated, like if really go classing, Musa kasibali. If everyone Musa like so, sick and young irritated that thing.
Oh, mina into engasho ukuthi engirritate ngoMusa. uMusa unenhliziyo encane, unenhliziyo encane. Ngalendlela ukuthi noma explainela into akafuna ukuyiphinda phinda kodwa nama explain clearly but akafuna ukuphinda phinda ingakho ngisho ukuthi mina ungirritate ngaloko nje.
What I love about Musa is that he gives good advice. He's willing to help you no matter the circumstances. He's even willing to go the extra mile. He's a good listener. That's what I like about Musa.
Mina what I like about Musa ukuthi umuntu wabantu, umuntu okwazi ukunikeza omunye umuntu isikhathi ngisho noma ngabe ngifike nosambodi thola ukuthi aka-understand certain topic from kuma-modules uzozinikeza isikhathi sakhe sokuthi amenze ukuthi amchazisele lowo muntu lo. uMusa umuntu okwaziyo ukuphila nabantu into mina ikakhulukazi engiyithandayo kuye.
Environmental education.
I did it.
Mina engicabangayo ukuthi into ngoba esho ukuthi ufuna ukuba i-educational psychologist very good uMusa umuntu o-clear uma yenza into uyayazi into uma yenza ukuthi ngiyenza lani outcome yakhona ikanje nakanje ingakho engakusho ngoMusa.
I think he's gonna go qala le dream ya khayaba educational psychologist because with the research even if answer elim auto make sure with the research is gonna make a very good impact.
uMusa anga-achieve lokho ngokuthi aqhubekela phambili ngokufunda and futhi anga-achieve ngalokho ngokuthi lento ayiyo kwamanje angayilahla aqhubekele phambili.
What made me decide to follow this dream is because I want to help people, especially children. I'm passionate about children, especially those children who are going through challenges like learning challenges or restraints. I think I have an ability to help them. The children who need counseling in terms of careers, even according to their personal aspects, I think I can help in that way.
Even though ngazi ukuthi iphathelene nani kangaka nginalo ulwazi layo olungako ngayo lo mkhakha uthathile wemfundo kodwa ngiyabona ukuthi indlela ahlakaniphe ngayo mhlawumbe uzohamba uzophumelela uzofika kude yabona.
In order to be an educational psychologist subject-wise, you need to take psychology as your major, obviously, and English as well. It is important to follow my dream because I'm fulfilling what my heart desires and what I wish for, and in that way, I am going to find happiness because I cannot find happiness through money, but I'm going to find happiness by following my passion and what I love doing.
Musa, you're a dreamer and you'll make it.
After the break, Musa gets his chalk on when he meets his coach, Lisa Anderson. She'll push him to leap beyond the theory and connect with a classroom full of real-life students. A daunting experience, Musa. We hope the students behave. Welcome back to Made in SA, the show that's all about celebrating dreams. Aspirant educational psychologist Musa finds it easy to assist his friends with uni work, but can he connect with high schoolers?
My name is Lisa Anderson and I'm an educational psychologist. Personality trait that would help you being successful in this career would have to be someone who is outgoing, has good communication skills, who's friendly, who enjoys interacting with children and adolescents, and who is very passionate about education. You would also have to be someone who's quite driven, who is focused on their education. You have to complete a master's degree. So you have to be someone who's prepared to study for 7 years, and after that you'd have to do an internship. So you really, really need to be determined, otherwise you won't make it. Wow, there's so many things that I love about my job. First and foremost, working with children, changing lives, making a difference. My job is different every day, no day is the same. Making a difference in the community is very important to me. I used to be a teacher, so working with kids within the classroom environment as well as in my private practice really suits me well. I think the biggest misconception that young people would have about being an educational psychologist is that it's an easy, glamorous job where you earn lots of money. It's quite the opposite. If you're going into the job to earn money, then I wouldn't advise it. It's a job where you really need to give of your time, your energy, and your heart. If you're passionate about helping young children with whatever problems they have, working in a school is where you're going to make your biggest impact.
I'm feeling very excited about meeting my coach today, but I'm also feeling nervous. But this nervous thing is not going to determine my day because I'm here to learn, I'm going to have fun, yeah. What I'm hoping to achieve today is I'm going to gain a little bit of experience because I've never been exposed to it really. It's only been on the theory aspect of things, but I'm going to gain a lot of things regarding practice, yes.
Hi Musa, nice to meet you.
Likewise, thank you.
I'm Lisa, please come through. Right, it's great to meet you.
It's so nice to meet you.
So you're interested in the field of educational psychology. Why is that?
I fell in love with it in my first day in varsity. Because there was this module that we were doing and it's educational psychology. It's a study about human learning, how they process information. It's based on other disciplines such as behavioral psychology, cognitive psychology, and developmental psychology. It's about helping young people or children, even parents, with regards to children's learning, like it's in the educational setting.
Musa, so where do you study?
Right now I'm studying s02e16. Yeah, I'm doing my BA majoring with psychology. Yeah.
Okay. So you're doing an education degree with a focus on psychology, which is really important.
Exactly.
Because the two connect.
They correlate, yeah.
Yeah, I find you've got to be very disciplined to make sure you complete all your assignments.
Exactly. It requires a lot of discipline. Yeah, it requires a lot of discipline. I've learned a lot. Yeah.
Okay, this tells me you're really passionate about the career.
I'm really passionate about it. Sure.
Okay, and how many years is the course?
It's 4 years, and this is my 4th year, and I'm hoping to finish the degree this year.
Okay, so you'll have your undergrad and then you're applying to do your honours.
Exactly. That's what I'm
fantastic. And then masters.
And then masters.
It's a long journey.
It's a long journey, yes.
I'm so pleased to hear you know so much about the field of educational psychology and that you have a particular interest in learning. The challenge for today is specifically designed to focus on learning and study skills. You will be teaching a group of students an effective study method.
Oh, I'm looking forward to the challenge.
Let me go show you how it goes.
After the break, Shy Musa will be forced out of his shell when his confidence, teaching and learning skills are tested in a high school classroom. Welcome back to Made in SA, where we get up close and personal with the nation's passionate dreamers. Earlier, aspiring educational psychologist Musa met his coach Lisa. Now it's time to test if Musa's made of the right stuff. His challenge is to teach students how to study better, but first, he must learn to be a student himself.
Okay, study skills is probably one of the most important things that high school learners need to know. Can you remember how you studied when you were at school?
I used to use a lot of mnemonic devices,
Okay.
expandable tree structures, because I was too lazy to read notes, like it's too much work. So I used expandable tree structures, mind maps, and mnemonic devices, yeah.
Okay, it sounds to me like you had quite a few strategies in place. Today I'm going to teach you the s02e16 method, which is probably the most popular for high school students. It's easy to follow and it's really effective. And you can incorporate all the strategies that you've just told me within this method.
Okay.
Right, so we call it the s02e16 method. The first thing to do when you're teaching kids this method is to find out from them how they learn best. And we usually categorize this into 3 things. Are they auditory learners, visual learners, or kinesthetic learners? Okay,
Yeah.
It makes a huge difference because if you're a visual learner, you need to use a lot of color.
Exactly.
You need to have a lot of diagrams, and that's how you're going to process information.
And images as well.
That's it. And if you're auditory, you learn best through hearing. You can be a combination of both. So it's a really good idea to start off a discussion with the students on how they learn best. So the first thing is S, and this stands for survey. And what this means is you've got to read through the material that you're required to study. A lot of the time, students will just start making notes before they've read the module or the chapter, not knowing how the beginning links with the end. This makes the studying process even longer. So what you do is you read for understanding. That's the first step. Whilst you're surveying, it's important to highlight keywords. It's very easy to lie on your bed and pretend to be reading. You're not learning anything, okay? When you're highlighting, you're actively engaged. The second step is the Q, and that stands for question. It's very important to understand if you know what you've just read. Sometimes text will have very difficult words and terminology that you don't quite understand.
Yeah.
So setting up questions for yourself tests whether or not you've understood the content. I always use the following questions: who, what, when, where, and how. Generally, if you can answer those questions, you've understood what you've read. The next step is the 3R, okay, which is read, recite, and review. After you've done the question section, it's very important to write your study notes. Most students skip this step and they fall short in the exam. So once they've done their questions, they do their notes, they read over their notes again, they recite them. This is particularly important for students who are auditory learners. So if they can speak, they are taking in information on an auditory level, okay? They've already taken it in on a visual level.
Yeah.
So they've got two modes of processing that's happening, which is helping with the memory, okay? So this is when they talk out loud. And I always say to them, warn your parents, tell them you're not going crazy in your bedroom, you're not talking to yourself because you've got schizophrenia or something, you're actually revising your content, okay? And then review is your revision, okay? It's been proven in numerous studies that the more that you read over and revise your work, the longer it's going to stay in your long-term memory. For every day that you don't revise, you lose about 15 to 20% of that information. And that's why consolidation at the end of each school day is absolutely critical. So the kids need to revise every single day, so that by the time they start this process, they're completely prepared for the test.
Oh, that's good.
Do you think you can explain this to a class?
Yeah, I can.
Right, Musa, are you ready for the challenge?
Yes, I'm ready for the challenge.
I've got every confidence in you. Let's go.
Let's go. If today tends to be a disappointment, I won't give up. I'll just go on because this is what I like. If I have to go back to books and do more theory and learn more, then that's it. I'll never give up.
Hi guys. My name's Lisa. This is Musa. Today I've set Musa the challenge of teaching you a study skill. So hopefully he's going to be able to teach you something new so that when you're studying very hard for your exams, you can do really well.
Yes.
Okay. Good luck, Musa.
Namhlanje zonifundisa ukuthi how do you put information in your head so that it can help you mangabe wenza ama exams or tests. So how do you then recall information mangabe senibhale exam? You just study.
Study and summarize.
Okay, so I'm going to introduce to you a learning strategy that is going to help you to record information and to recall it, especially when you're doing exams. It's called SQ3R. What does SQ3R stand for? We usually do it in steps. That is step 1, survey. Survey, like that. To survey means you are reading something with an understanding. You don't just read, you don't just scan, but you read something, you get into something and understand it correctly. that is to save, which means here you read with understanding. In Q,
my first impressions of Musa were great. I think he's a very soft-spoken, gentle young man. He definitely has a passion for education. He knows a lot about educational psychology. That surprised me. So yeah, I think this is definitely a passion for him, and I think he'll go far. He just needs to perhaps build a little bit more self-confidence, but I think that comes with experience and with time.
Okay guys, let's wrap up on what I just taught you.
This challenge was particularly important because he has mentioned that he has a passion for learning and how children learn. And study skills is a very big component of the academic environment. So this challenge I felt was best suited for him, A, to get exposure to the classroom environment, and B, to teach the kids a very necessary skill.
What does Q stand for? Questions. Questions. And what type of questions can you ask? Who, what, where, why? Yeah. My day was very fun. It was educational. I learned a lot from Lisa. I love working with her. And what was most difficult was my confidence. Yeah, I think my confidence has a problem, like it's lacking there, because in the beginning I was quite not confident in presenting the lesson to the children. I lacked confidence because I'm not quite used to this environment. I've never been really exposed that much to this kind of environment, being in front of people.
The kids really sounded like they knew what was happening and they could recite what you had taught them, so good going. Right guys, I just want to ask you a few questions about how you experienced Musa as somebody teaching you a study skill.
I really think he's a good teacher. We learn something to know how to study.
Do you guys think learning study skills is important?
Yes.
Okay, why do you think it's important?
Because it will help you to remind what you have read while you are studying.
Okay. I think Musa can move forward in this profession by doing a little bit more research in exactly what he wants to specialize in. The field of educational psychology is so broad. I've suggested to him that the best place to start is in the classroom, in a school environment.
The most valuable lesson that I've learned today is to go out there and not be scared of if you want to do something.
Musa, it was an absolute pleasure spending the day with you today. I think you excelled in your challenge. Through the conversations we had, I could definitely identify a passion for psychology, a passion for education. I think you've got a wonderful spirit, and I wish you all the best moving forward. Keep your head to the ground and listen to your heart, and you can only go up.
What I'm going to do from now onwards is to do more research, study more regarding educational psychology, attend more workshops, and be in contact with Lisa.
Dust the board and learn your way to success, Musa.